Hi, it's Nørgaard. So today I'm doing a little 2-in-1 video. So I'm doing like a get ready with me video where I do this makeup look and then at the same time I answer your assumptions. So I asked for your assumptions about a week and a half ago on my Instagram, and today I finally got around to do it. It was a lot of fun and it really made me think, and it really kind of put me out of my comfort zone. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and thank you to everyone who submitted assumptions. And with that being said, I think that's about it. So don't forget to thumbs up the video if you enjoy it, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. I asked you guys to send me any assumptions you had about me on Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram if you don't already and you want to be a part of these kind of videos. I'm thinking about doing a my Instagram followers pick my makeup video. So anyway, today I'm answering your assumptions. And I shouldn't have looked at your assumptions beforehand, but of course I totally did. And I have a feeling this is gonna be such a messy video. Okay, I'm just gonna apply my primer and then we can get started. I'm kind of delaying this, am I not? So the first assumption comes from Dominique. Wow, this is so pale. Okay, hold up, I need another foundation. Okay, hopefully mixing these two will work. But as I was saying, the first assumption comes from my girl Dominique, and her assumption is that I do not get angry easily. And she also says, "You are awesome, thank you, so are you." Now, about not getting angry, I would say yes and no. I actually get annoyed so easily. It's really something I'm working with, but yeah, I can get like frustrated pretty easily. And I think that's something that has come about as I've gotten older. I think in the past, when I was younger, I used to just get sad. Nowadays I get more angry. But I'm trying to be very conscious of not, just being angry or frustrated or annoyed all the time. And I'm trying to work with, whatever problem or obstacle I have in front of me. Like, okay, for instance, it can get me really annoyed when like people drive too fast. Like people will be driving hella fast down tiny little roads. There's not a lot of space. There are cyclists, there are pedestrians, there are children, people are walking their dogs. Like that can really annoy me. But me getting annoyed or angry at someone driving too fast is not gonna stop them from driving too fast. So I try to do something productive with my anger instead. Like for instance, I will pray for the person driving. And I know to some people that might sound crazy, but yeah, we'll just pray that they will slow down and they won't hurt themselves or anyone else. And then I will leave it at that. And of course try to practice what I preach and don't speed myself. Which I will say not to toot my own horn, but I don't speed. So yeah, that's something I would do. Because I'm also the type of person, like if I see someone driving way too fast or reckless or anything, I can get really annoyed with them, and I can start getting annoyed with all the drivers in my area or all the drivers in Denmark, and I will start thinking everyone is just such a bad driver. And all of a sudden, it can just turn into like, it starts with just one driver and all of a sudden it's like I hate everyone. That sounds very dramatic, but sometimes, that's how the mind just goes. It just goes from one thought and it's like way over there. But I really do try to avoid getting into those kind of like negative circles, or like just negative thinking that just leads to other negative thoughts. Can I just quickly say that I love this foundation combination? It looks brilliant on the skin. So yeah, I try to not let my anger control me, and I try to do something like productive with it instead. And if I start, like if someone does something to me and I can feel myself getting angry with that person, or maybe not angry, but at least frustrated or annoyed, then I will try and think, okay, is this something that I should either let go or should I talk to the person about it. Because sometimes, you know, you should give people the benefit of the doubt, because, you know, we all do and say things to people that we don't intend to be hurtful, but they can still be hurtful. So I try and like take a deep breath and think, okay, is this something I should talk to the person about? If I feel like I can't let it go, then I will talk to the person about it. But on the other hand, if I feel like, okay, it's probably nothing, and I should just, you know, let it go, then I try to let it go. You know, I don't dwell on it. You know, if you keep thinking about it, or if you start talking to other people about it, or that person, I think that is a slippery slope. But, you know, I try. So, yeah, I try to look at it like, is this something I should address? And if not, then I try to just completely forget about it and just leave it in the past. It doesn't always work out like that. Sometimes you will remember it and you will be really pissed off, you know? Like if someone did something and you were kind of like, oh, were you being shady right there? But you don't really know for sure, so you're like, okay, maybe not, benefit of the doubt. And then they do something else and you're like, you know, in those situations, it's hard not to think back, oh, you also did this, and that. So, yeah, I think, I don't know, I think if you don't know me, then you probably think I never have had an argument with anyone in my entire life. But that is definitely not the case. But I will say I'm not good at, like, holding a grudge. I don't really hold grudges. Like, I'm not the type of person that believes in like revenge or planning your revenge or anything like that. But yeah, I do get, well, maybe not straight on angry, but I do get frustrated. Like one of the biggest things that frustrate me is when a person says they're gonna do something and then don't do it. Like there's literally no reason to lie. You could just tell me that you're not gonna do it. Like if we're both adults, why? I feel like I'm looking so crazy with all this concealer on. I'm sorry. Let me keep on talking. But yeah, if we're both adults, just tell the truth. That's it. But yeah, I find it very annoying when people don't do what they said they were gonna do. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting off track now. But yeah, I do definitely, you know, feel anger sometimes. I do get frustrated and annoyed. Am I looking crazy? I'm looking so crazy, right? I'm like looking pale AF. And my eyes are like this big. Oh, it's gonna come together in the end. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. But yeah, I do get frustrated with people, but I try not to act on my anger. Obviously, sometimes I feel, but I try. And especially lately, I have been very aware of it, and I'm really trying to, you know, use my anger or frustration productively. And, you know, not just start like cussing people out. I find that most of the time that's not gonna lead you anywhere. And also I try to remember that it's inevitable. You know, you're gonna, like every day, probably, at least in my case, you're gonna meet people that do things or say things that you don't like or don't agree with. And you can't let yourself get upset every single time. It's just not worth it. Like for instance, with the car, driving too fast. Like, if I let that bother me, I will be bothered every time I step out of the house. And that's just one thing that bothers me, you know? Yeah, I think it's important to try and look for the good. So when I step outside, I don't focus that much on, like, people driving too fast or whatever the case may be, but, you know, focus on the positive. Like the fact that I can go outside and that I can walk, that I can see, that I can go grocery shopping or whatever that I'm doing. Because if you're looking for something to be upset about or angry about, you will find it. It is there. So for me, I definitely have to like consciously look for the good and focus on that, because it doesn't come naturally to me. So yeah, what I'm just trying to say with all that is, no, I wouldn't say that I'm an angry person, but I do have emotions. And probably I have more emotions than what I show on like YouTube and Instagram and whatever. And it's not that I don't wanna, you know, show my authentic self online or, you know, be real or whatever. It's more to do with, you know, I don't feel like I have to like share my opinion about every single thing. I think generally people share their opinions too much. Like, you don't need to tell everybody everything that goes through your mind. I think sometimes it's good to just shut up. Anyway, thank you, Dominique, for sending in your assumption. And let's move on to the next one. No, maybe not. Okay, next one is from my friend Christella. This is so stupid. And her assumption is that I have always liked black men. Oh my word. By the way, I don't have my normal brushes because I have them packed down. I'm going on a trip soon. So I'm using my blush brush for my highlight and hoping it works. Okay, so to answer that question, you guys want to hear a story? So when I was very little, I don't know how old I have been, but like a few years I guess, my mom and dad and I were in Copenhagen on a little, like I think a little form of holiday. My face is like so much paler than my hand. My hand is also so much more yellow toned. Anyway, so we were in Copenhagen, which is the biggest city in Denmark. It's the capital. And apparently there I saw a black person for the first time. And I was supposedly like looking like, oh, what is this? And then he came over to me and spoke to me in like perfect Danish. Of course I don't remember any of this, I was too young. But that's what I've been told. And I was just like so fascinated. I don't know, it kind of sounds terrible, right? I was really fascinated with black people. I don't know, to me it has always been a funny story, but I don't know if it's 2020 appropriate. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that story, I just thought it was funny, and that was what the question reminded me of. But yeah, back to the question, if I've always liked black men. Yeah, I guess you could say yes. My first boyfriend, he was black. My current boyfriend is black also, just for some background information. Yeah, I've had black boyfriends, white boyfriends. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, I guess you could say my preference in men has always been like either very dark or very pale, like myself. But like looks have never been like my primary like attraction. Like if you're black or white, it doesn't really matter that much to me. Like how should I say it? Like I firmly believe that people are put in your path for a reason, and I firmly believe that like ex-boyfriends or just, you know, exes that you were not actually boyfriend and girlfriend but they're still kind of your ex, I firmly believe that you take something from that relationship and you learn something from it, and you know that is the most important thing. And I know it sounds kind of like a cliche to say that looks doesn't matter that much to me, but I really don't think that looks matters that much to me. One thing, however, I will say that matters to me, I must admit that I have never been with a guy that's shorter than me. Like, I have been with guys that were way skinnier than me. Like, that has never bothered me one bit. But guys that are shorter than me, I don't know. And as you guys probably know, if you watched any of my like clothing videos, for example, you know I'm pretty tall. Yeah, I've never had a boyfriend that was shorter than me. I've had boyfriends that were my height, which also is fine, but never shorter. So I guess it doesn't matter if you're black or white as long as you're tall. So I guess I do have some like superficial standards after all. Like, to me the most important thing is the person, and I say that even though I have some pretty questionable exes, but you know, love is blind or whatever. But yeah, I think you could say with accuracy that yeah, I've always liked black men, but that has never been like the main or like the most important thing for me. Like, as far as my like physical preferences go, I think I'm pretty flexible. And yeah, I mean, I've gone black, I've gone back, I have gone black and back to black. Back to black, like Amy Winehouse said. I will just say this, like finishing off, that you know, now that we are on the topic of interracial dating and relationships, that yeah, I think I used to think that, like, the whole I don't see color mentality, maybe. Like, I used to think that, oh, I'm white, you're white. No, hold up. I'm white, you're black. But it doesn't really matter, we're all the same, da 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 da. But I think there are definitely some differences that you have to acknowledge and, yeah, you know, just be aware of. At least in my case, you know, because not only, like, for me and my relationship, not only are we two different races, so to say, you know, we have two different skin tones, but we are also from two completely different cultures. Like, maybe it would be slightly different if my boyfriend was just, you know, like, maybe adopted, or, you know, was, you know, a Dane. But my boyfriend is not Danish, he is from Africa, and there are definitely some cultural differences. I don't know, I think that's something I've learned with experience. Like, we can have the same situation and we will look at it, like, have two completely different views of it. So yeah, I think you have to be pretty open-minded to be with someone from a different culture than your own. Like, I mean, people are also, you know, like, I'm not like every single other white person in Denmark either, but yeah, I do think when you come from two different cultures, there are definitely some differences. But yeah, what I'm just trying to say, hopefully without sounding like a bigot, is that I can be very set in my ways, and sometimes, you know, like, being with someone from a different culture than my own has taught me that sometimes it's good to have an open mind and not think that my ways and my opinions and views are just perfect, and that any different opinion is wrong. You know, sometimes you can have two opinions and they can both be right. I don't know, it's a very, like, race is a very touchy subject, so I don't really wanna get too deep into it. But yeah, I hope that all made sense. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, so next assumption is from Lauren Beres. Am I saying that right? Please correct me if I'm wrong. But her assumption is that I'm very easy to talk to and always looks out for my peers and friends. Oh, you guys are exposing me with all these assumptions. Like, I would say I'm a friendly person, but if I don't know someone, then I can be pretty shy. But I'm actually shy in the sense that I don't want to impose on people's private life. I don't know, it's really strange, but I just don't, like, sometimes I can maybe be a bit too quiet if I don't know a person, but that's because I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to, I don't know why I'm so worried about that, but I don't want to, like, talk about something that's uncomfortable for them, or, like, ask questions that are uncomfortable. And also, I'm not really one for, like, small talk. It doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really do anything for me. So if you come up to me and talk to me, I will definitely talk to you. I don't think, like, I'm a stuck-up person at all, but I also don't have, like, a need to small talk with people all the time. So yeah, I don't know. I think maybe just because you know, the world we live in, you know, it's looked down upon if you don't talk that much, and it's favored if you talk more, and I'm just not really that person. So I don't know if anything I'm saying in this video is making any sense. But, like, especially lately, I have been just, you know, looking at what are, like, my motives for talking. I have really been trying to cut out all kind of gossip. I don't want to discuss people. Like, I don't want to discuss person A with person B and C and D, you know? Okay, it does kind of annoy me when, like, a person ask me about another person. I just feel like it's none of my business to tell that business to you, you know? And I know sometimes people mean well. Like, sometimes people ask about a person because they want to know how they're doing, you know? But I feel like if you're actually concerned about the person, or if you just want to check up on the person, you should go ahead and do that yourself. And if you feel like you're not close enough with that person to do it, then you should probably just mind your business. Because sometimes, you know, are people asking because they're concerned or because they want to help a person, or are they asking because they're nosy and they want to know somebody's business and they want to maybe feel better about themselves? So yeah, it can kind of irk me when like people ask me about someone else. And you know, I'm definitely not perfect, but I do try. I do really try to be conscious of what I'm saying. But yeah, I will say that I am pretty easy to talk to. Like if you come and talk to me, I will talk to you. Like I would like to think that I am friendly by default, you know? Like that is like my default setting. But I do also mind my business a lot. And as far as the rest of the question goes about looking out for friends and peers, that is such a good question actually. It really made me think. I'm definitely not like the mom friend, but I would like to think of myself as someone that, you know, that always tries to keep her word. My word is very important to me, and I feel like so many people nowadays, they don't take their own words seriously. Like they will promise this, that and the other, and they won't fulfill any of it. Like people will say they're gonna do this or do that, and they won't do it, and they won't give you an explanation, or they won't give you they won't cancel, they won't, you know, they'll just not do it. And I try to, you know, I try at least to do what I say I'm going to do. But on the other hand, I don't want to promise people that I will do something if I'm not sure that I can do it. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. And I will also say I do try to go out of my way to help people. So I won't just try to help people when it's like convenient for me, or if I get something in return or something like that. You know, I think like you're really helping somebody else when it's costing you something. Like that's the true test, you know. But yeah, this question or assumption really made me think, because I'm also not like, I'm not the type of person to give advice a lot, I don't feel like. Like if you come to me and you ask for my opinion, then I would give it. But otherwise, or if I know this is, you know, you're about to do something that is a really bad idea, then I would be like, hey, maybe you should just think about this. But otherwise, I don't know. I pretty much let people do what they want, because I feel like at the end of the day, people are gonna do what they want anyway. And I feel like you learn better by trial and error, at least for me. Like I learn things the hard way. I don't know, does that make me sound like an asshole? But yeah, that's kind of how it is, I feel. But also if we're talking like more practical, like if someone gets too drunk, or like, you know, if one of my friends comes up to me and is like, oh, I would like to leave now, because this, that or the other thing, then I would, and they want me to leave with them, I would leave with them, you know. Like even if I was having a good time, or if I wanted to stay longer at the party, I would still leave if, you know, if that would make a difference for them. So I don't think I'm just an asshole that doesn't look out for my friends. But at the end of the day, people are gonna do what they want. So you might as well let them. And I will voice my opinion, either if I'm asked or if I feel like it could actually be beneficial. But other than that, I let people do what they want and experience for themselves, because you know, what works for me or is right for me might not be right for the next person. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. And yeah, please let me know if Lauren Beres is the right way to pronounce your name. Alright, so I put on my other lash and my lip. And of course, as you can see, I just threw my hair into a little bun. So yeah, that is the end of this video. As always, I talked so much and I only got through 3 assumptions. So let me know if you want me to do this type of video again. I can definitely do around 2. If you have any other questions, you can leave them down below in the comment section and I will get back to you. But other than that, that was today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I articulated myself well enough. I'm really trying nowadays to be better at articulating myself and my thoughts. So I hope it went all right. Please let me know what you think down below. And that is all. So thank you guys so much for submitting your assumptions, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up the video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and you can also click the bell to get post notifications. And that is it. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. So take care and bye bye. No.